Well, in a story I wasn't expecting to come across about a ride that I haven't heard any rumors about anything happening to it in terms of a refurb or a retheme would be Tower of Terror over Hollywood Studios. And Entertainment Weekly has a story here where Ariana Grande makes a public plea to protect and preserve Tower of Terror from Marvel. So I figured let's read through this article and give some thoughts because, again, I was not aware that this was something that was potentially going to happen, which I haven't heard any rumors of that. Apparently, Ariana Grande has these strong feelings about it. So I figured let's read through this and give some thoughts on it. So hi, I'm Jared with Capture Magic. And I just want to say, first off, I'm just one of these people. I don't care what celebrities have to say about anything. Doesn't make me care more or less about something. I just honestly could care less. But I did think it was interesting just seeing this article here. And apparently she's very adamant about this. So as the Disney World Attractions intro video explains, the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror is a star in its own right, one that's burned bright enough to inspire full protective action from pop superstar Ariana Grande. The singer-songwriter and upcoming Wicked actress appeared on the most recent episode of Bowen Yang and Matt Rogers' Las Culturistas. I have no idea. Where she issued a firm decree to Disney that they'd better not retheme the Florida version of guest favorite ride to Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy like the company did at Disneyland in California. After accepting an invitation to go to the Florida resort with Rogers, Grande launched into a defense of the merits of the Orlando version's Twilight Zone theme, which she said deserves to be permanently enshrined in the Hollywood Studios park. She goes, I want to speak to the Tower of Terror because... Is it a person? Because I love and respect the Guardians of the Galaxy. Of course I do. I think it's a beautiful thing. It's great. It's impressive. It's amazing. I'm a big Baby Groot person. I don't remember much about her, but I love her. Well, Groot, I believe, is a he, but I mean, it's voiced by Vin Diesel, one would assume. Grande said, referencing Disneyland's overhaul of the classic Drop Tower attraction that saw Disney ditch the original ride's vintage Hollywood aesthetic and reopen as Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout in 2017. Grande certified that it's not angst, it's dire desperation, fueling her desire to keep the Florida ride the way it is. It says, a sentiment Mariah Carey shared when she appeared on Las Culturistas in October. It's real desperation to protect and preserve what is the Tower of Terror, she stressed. Moments before, Yang recalled a moment that he and Rogers had to be evacuated from the ride after it broke down mid-cycle, leading the comedic duo to be escorted out of the attraction while they were both stoned out of their gourds. Okay. Later, Grande read her open letter to Disney pleading for them to keep the Tower of Terror in its original iteration, which she called an absolute masterpiece in the document. Perhaps this message comes prematurely, but I would be remiss if I did not reach out with a potential matter of grave concern in the wake of the most recent alterations that have befallen your historic park in California. Yes, I'm referring to the calamitous loss/makeover of the Tower of Terror right here. I humbly implore you not to follow suit, she read. Please allow the iconic and tremendous Tower of Terror to stand tall permanently in the name of historical preservation, spooky honor, and good old-fashioned fun. I hope that you'll consider this humble plea from a passionate fan. So, I mean, first of all, I agree with her. I don't know if I agree with pop stars very often, but I do agree with what she's saying. Now, again, I could care less about a celebrity's opinion on basically anything in the world, but she's right about this. Now, I haven't heard a thing about potentially, Tower of Terror in Hollywood Studios in Florida having any sort of redo. Obviously, the one out in California did. I suppose there's been rumblings from time to time, but given the fact as well that Disney World does not have the Marvel rights, they have Guardians of the Galaxy, but they already have a Guardians of the Galaxy ride in Epcot, but I don't really necessarily see them doing that in, Hollywood Studios, given I don't really know what other properties they could do it with, and it also wouldn't match the aesthetics of anything around it. That doesn't necessarily mean anything to Disney because we've seen Frontierland and what they plan to do there. So I suppose that's always a threat. But in this way, I'm glad, I suppose, that somebody's speaking out about it to maybe she heard somebody from Disney was thinking about doing this. I suppose she could have contacts and people she's talked to. So I suppose if this is a preemptive strike to try and convince Disney not to redo things that they should be redoing, I suppose I'm all for that. Or maybe she's just a fan of Disney and looking at what they've currently done and remade and some of the things they're doing into the parks and not liking what they see. I suppose it could be that as well. And apparently Mariah Carey feels the same way. I don't know. I don't know this podcast. I mean, I know who Mariah Carey is. I've heard of Ariana Grande, but I couldn't tell you if I've heard any of her music before. But either way, I thought it was an interesting article that I just found looking around on social media. And I think people, for the most part, would agree with her. I think when you're talking about Hollywood Studios, I think one of the best parts of that park is Sunset Boulevard, is having the tower in the background there. I love that old Hollywood vibe that it has. And, I also think bringing back the streetmosphere in Hollywood Studios, that I really think was a great part of this park at one time. I think they should bring that back as well. So on the list of things I didn't think I was going to end up agreeing with today, which would be, theme park hot takes from a pop star. But, it's the internet and it's 2024, so I guess anything's possible. But I agree with Ariana Grande, maybe on this only topic here, but I do agree with her in what she's talking about here about not getting rid of the Tower of Terror. I don't know. Didn't see it on my bingo card, but there it is. But either way, that's going to be it, though, for this video. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel, as we do lots of coverage here of Universal Studios, Epic Universe, Disney World, and pop culture. And let us know in the comments, have you heard any rumors about, at least recently, about the Tower of Terror being remade into Guardians of the Galaxy? And like me, do you agree with Ariana Grande? And do you find yourself surprised by that? And until next time, we will see you in the parks.